In the previous sessions, we talked about policy reading and the things we need to explain to our customers, including the proposal discussion. Now that our customers know the benefits that they can get and do with their policies, the question is, paano natin ipaprocess ang kailangan ng ating mga customers and what guidelines do we need to remember? Good morning, AXA. My name is JP Malonzo, trainer and a financial advisor, and welcome to Customer Corner, Reinstatement and GHA Changes. As previously discussed, here are some reasons why a policy lapses or even terminates. Failure to settle premiums after the 31-day grace period, cash values are used up, or account values could no longer sustain the charges. These can be very costly for our customers because most of the time, premiums are not refundable. That's why, as financial advisors, part of our service is to make sure that our customers' policy remain in force to help empower them live better lives. Hindi may iwasan na kung minsan ang policy ng ilang customers natin ay mag-lapse because of their personal or even financial situation. And when things get better, karamihan sa mga customers would think of getting a new policy instead, not knowing that reinstating their policies will be a much better option. And when the opportunity arises, dapat alam natin ang guidelines on how to reinstate lapsed policies. A policy reinstatement is a process when lapsed policy is allowed to resume active coverage and benefits of the plan. Simply put, ibabalik lang natin ang coverage once the policy is reinstated, subject to incontestability provision of the policy. A lapsed policy can be reinstated within 3 years from the time it lapses. For regular pay variable plans or RPVUL, the reference date we will use is the date when the account value becomes insufficient to cover for the charges. Ibig sabihin, yung last due date na hindi nakasya ang account value para mabayaran ang charges, or if halos naubos na ang account value ng variable plan ni customer and it can no longer sustain the relevant charges, that will be the date that the policy lapses. For traditional plans, reference date is the last premium due date. To reinstate the plan, we will also follow the computation of the aggregate sum insured. Ito ay yung total ng pinagsama-samang sum insured ng lahat ng policy na re-reinstate. For example, may dalawang policy na parehong 1 million peso ang sum insured na gustong ipa-reinstate ng customer. We will use a total of 2 million as basis for the aggregated sum insured. Let me show you a table as a guide in reinstating a lapsed policy following the reference date guidelines for RPVUL and traditional policies we mentioned earlier. For example, if the aggregate sum insured or total ng sum insured ng lahat ng AXA policies being reinstated is less than or equal to 3.5 million pesos and the policy has lapsed for 90 days or less, the policy can be reinstated automatically. Premium payments lang ang kailangan. If more than 90 days, the customer needs to submit a duly accomplished health statement form. For 5 million up to 50 million and 90 days or less ang tagal ng policy, only a full medical exam or FME is needed. Kapag more than 90 days naglapse ang policy, FME and routine and additional requirements as required by the underwriting needs to be submitted. Kung ang aggregate sum insured naman ay greater than 50 million pesos, regardless kung less than or more than 90 days up to 3 years na naglapse ang policy, full medical exam and other routine medical requirements will be asked from our customer. Here is a list of conditional and routine requirements that might be required when reinstating a policy. The turnaround time for reinstatement is 4 working days at nagsisimula lamang ang counting kapag natanggap na natin ang lahat ng kailangang requirements. Always note that the higher the aggregate sum insured and the longer the policy is on lapse, the more requirements may be asked from our customers. And just a few more reminders for traditional and RPVUL reinstatements. Incontestability clause, suicide clause, and waiting period, if any, resets from the time the policy has been reinstated. Partial payment for reinstatement cost and back premium is not allowed. Full payment must be made and posted for the transaction to proceed. Let's now move to GHA financial changes and reinstatement. Financial changes is defined as any change in a policy na maaaring maapektuhan ang premium, coverage, even the account value or the cash value of a policy. GHA financial changes and reinstatement are very much straightforward. There are only two types of financial change in GHA: addition and deletion of dependents in GHA, plan upgrade and downgrade. In adding dependents, all dependents must have the same plan as the main insured, be at least 18 to 70 years old if asawa, and 15 days old to 21 years old sa anak. If ang main insured ay isang minor, hindi siya pwedeng mag-add ng kanyang dependents. If, after the GHA policy is issued, a customer can add dependents during policy anniversary only except for the following reasons. A newborn can be added as a dependent 30 days after the date of birth, provided na ang parent ay continuously covered under the plan for 365 days prior to child's birth, and the child is not born prematurely. Newly married can be added within 30 days after date of marriage. If a customer wants to delete dependents from his GHA plan, pwedeng mag-delete ng dependents during policy anniversary, and request should be done 30 days before the policy anniversary. Plan upgrade or downgrade can only be done during policy anniversary, and request should be received at least 30 days before the policy anniversary. As always, plan upgrade is subject to underwriting approval. In the event that the customer wants to make these additions in his GHA policy, he needs to submit a GHA service request form, GHA application questionnaire, and supporting legal documents when adding dependents. GHA reinstatement is very straightforward. Grace period of 30 days from last premium due date. A customer is given 60 days from last premium due date to reinstate a policy, otherwise it will be considered as a new application. Redating is not allowed. Reinstatement is subject to 2 reinstatement questions for underwriting assessment. Documents needed when reinstating GHA policy are as follows: duly accomplished GHA service request form, valid ID and payment, and of course, additional requirement as needed. And there you have it. That's it for our video session for today. Always remember, we are in the business of risk, but as an insurance company, we want to manage that type of risk that we can cover. Once again, my name is JP Malonzo, and this has been your Customer Corner.